My guild's doing Mythic March on Quildanos into Sporefall. I can take it, right? Alright, yeah, you want me to? Nice. I ascended beyond 290 item level. Easy peasy. Oh, I accidentally had the my stream open in the background. You might have heard a slight echo there. Apologies. Did you get the Byron? Ah. Alrighty. Ugh.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Soaks to cross.
This is not a fun fight to do as blood. I missed it. I got cool underboss. Light coming on Bird's butt.
Soaks to star.
Do not be in front of the boss there. We're dragging him out, or... Need help with soaks?
Phase the boss.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Anti-magic zone.
That it broke. Broke ever so slightly too early, and now I have a stupid dot on me.
Arsenals.
4,
It's gonna be
3,
a bitch to deal with.
1.
Soaks to square.
Watch
Heal
those while I
absorbs
can't
health
get them.
pot.
I'll need a res. Unlucky. Yeah. Oh, fucking fun boss. No, yeah, it does not. I love how this boss can just decide that you're fucking dead. I got every single fucking clear that ball. On probably the worst class for it. And then I got literally the opposite color. That is just... almost comical. Fuck this stupid fucking fight, man.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Soaks to cross.
Probably should have just AMS'd that, not that it really matters. But soaking the orb on top of that was a little bit risky. So we get no purple, nice. The game felt
Soaks to
bad
start.
for Giving me that absolutely fucking demonic set, lost the call. Fine. I got this underboss.
Phase the boss.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Anti-magic zone.
That's what I should have done last block. This time that. Unlucky.
Personal.
Probably fine.
3, 2, 1.
We res base.
Soaks to square. Heal absorbs health pot.
Someone get the bird over here. I can't. I have threat on it. I got Quill.
Soaks to moon.
Take if you can.
Soaks to skull.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god.
In the end,
We just needed to drop the dead weight.
he sacrificed himself for us. Is there no end to their armies? Hold the line. This ends now.
Yes, this is live. Hello, Werewolf. Yeah, so I was on the fence about streaming, but I figured, fuck it. May as well. And, initially I was thinking I was gonna stream, like, the first Sporefall clear into this, and then they just put the servers up, like, 5 hours early. So, I streamed that. Then I figured, screw it. I gotta do this anyway. Main thing I figured is Lura has received a lot of nerfs. I have fixed the add-on, yes. I uploaded the fix, assuming you're talking about the thing I mentioned on the last stream. I uploaded it basically the moment stream ended, and it took like 15 minutes to go live. From what I can see, it looks like on my CurseForge page, 8,000 people downloaded it before the fix went out. So, unfortunately, it was still up for a decent amount of time. What I'm hoping is that if anybody runs into that issue, they'll be like, what the hell? And then they'll go check and they'll see that there's a new update out and they'll be like, oh, okay, there we go. And at this point, there's been 15,000 people downloaded for the fixed version. That's been out for about 5 hours at this point. So I'm hoping most of the people who downloaded the initial one noticed and got it fixed. But yeah, it's good. It just... the literal last thing I changed, I missed a comma, and then I was like, alright, bing, bang, boom, done. I didn't bother /reloading to double check that everything was working. And then I just shipped it, which, admittedly, in my defense, right, I was really worried that the servers could come up at any time, so I really wanted to get the update out. And it turns out it was well-founded, because I posted the update, and like 15 minutes later, the servers were up. So, you know. You guess Automatic Jack's video helped with the new downloads? I did see that he mentioned it, yeah. Well, for the new downloads, I'm talking about specifically within the last 5 hours. Right. 15,000 people have updated their add-on for the new 12.0.7 version. I'm sure Automatic Jack's video helped too a little bit, but I did not notice any major uptick in downloads over the last week. Maybe like a few thousand. I would imagine most people who would have seen that video already have heard about the add-on. Not that I don't appreciate him mentioning it. I think, if anything, I don't think it serves to make more people aware of it, but it does add legitimacy to it, knowing that people like him actually enjoy using it. So that is appreciated. Did you say something to me? Merc? Oh. Peter said it's definitely the best leveling add-on. Why do you think so? I mean, I'd like to think it is. I will say, so a few people messaged me about the CurseForge add-on contest thingy. And initially I looked it over. I didn't meet the deadline, and I was like, whatever. Turns out they extended it, so my add-on would now be eligible, so I submitted it. I'll be honest, I don't know. I did not read the fine print. I don't really know exactly what they want me to do for that thing. And I'll be completely honest, if they do want me to do anything special, I ain't doing it. I did the basic submission thing, and it seemed to indicate that it's just like, you put your add-on up there, and they judge it, and that's it. And if that's all it is, well, I'm still updating it anyways. So I'm just going to keep doing whatever I planned on adding to it. And if it gets judged well, then cool. But I'm not going to do anything special for the purposes of the contest. It's just I'm submitting it, you know, if I win something, cool. If I don't, I do not care. But since I am apparently eligible now, I figured, fuck it, may as well. So, we'll see. Dude, it's so annoying that I can never see logs for my blood decay because it's just broken on Warcraft logs. I'm honestly... It's getting to be just such a major inconvenience. I don't know if I can, like, submit a support ticket to Warcraft logs to be like, yo, fix your fucking site so I can actually look at my character. It's just really, really annoying. And I've reconnected my BattleNet multiple times. Like, refreshed my account connections or whatever the fuck. So it's not that. I don't know what their deal is. But, well. Was the raid 20 plus people? Well, no. We might have had 20 people in the group. If you're asking because of my logs, my character, it's unrelated to anything else. My character has just been bricked. It's because I had a character with this name, I transferred it off, it was basically a copy of this, and this is my original. So then when I moved my original Blood DK back to Zul'jin, it's been, like, bricked, and it registers the, Oh, shit. Dude, I hate that mechanic. It sucks dick. Oh yeah, do I stand in the same spot, or does Julie take that? Okay. There. Say no more. But yeah, my blood decay is some weird bug for logs. So I can't see shit. It's just pain in the ass. They're figuring out assignments and stuff. You guys obviously can't hear comms by design. The thing that they said to me is apparently I don't need to hold a crystal today. They're changing things, so... during intermission, I get to just fucking slam. Works for me. I don't know, it's like... It's kind of interesting, because on one hand, I do enjoy the idea of doing a crystal. And on Prog, I really liked doing it. But it is really annoying to do it on farm. Because on Prog, you know, when you wipe to some dumb shit like every other pull, then the 1 in 50 pulls where you just get completely fucked by RNG as a crystal holder, like, it feels bad, but it doesn't feel that bad. But when that happens on farm, and, like, you want to kill it in, like, 5 pulls, and then you end up being one of those 5 pulls because you just got completely turbo fucked, that feels bad.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Interrupts.
I am denied.
Gorfiend's grasp. Glaives. Memory game. Interrupts. Anti-magic zone.
I am denied.
Did they use that?
You solve nothing.
Glaives.
This was the only outcome.
Oh boy. Oh, we're definitely still gonna have some wipes, even with the nerfs.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Interrupts.
I am denied.
Gorfiend's grasp. Glaives.
We're at that point in farm where I'm fucking padding on crystals by
Memory
saving
game.
my sights. Realistically speaking, at some point I need to just bite the bullet and fucking go sand lane. I think, what rings do I have? I do have Eye of Midnight. I guess what would my second ring be? I guess once I get the Rotmire ring. Because that thing, that's really high haste, so that's really good for sand lane.
Interrupts.
Once I get that,
Anti-magic zone.
I am denied.
then I guess I can go sand lane.
You solve nothing.
In reality, I just don't really want to play sand lane. So, I'm waiting until I can reliably get 99 parses on it to
Blades.
swap, because if I'm gonna have to play it, I'm gonna try and actually do the
Memory
least amount of
game.
pulls possible to get the best amount of parses possible. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Interrupts.
I am denied.
Gore Fiend's Grasp.
You Sultan.
Glaives.
Sever the light.
Memory Game.
Weep.
Get Crystal.
I don't have to get crystal.
You waste your time. I am the darkest of tides. Darkness looms. This is a certainty you must embrace. Shatter in shade. Shatter in shade. Enough. The dark well calls, and I answer. Can you hear it?
Left of marker. Soak Star.
Shadows.
On marker. Anti-magic zone. Soak Star.
Shadows hate you.
Right of marker. Soak Star.
How are we alive? This is that was the most skunked E2 I've ever seen, and we lived. Jesus.
Soaks.
Shadows hate you. The sun falls.
Memory Game.
Admirable.
Man!
This was the only outcome.
Apparently the other side fucked up their markers. Lucky. Vase. You of all people, you cannot complain about people stealing your jokes, because you have done that to me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Interrupts.
I am denied.
Gorfine's grasp.
Solve nothing.
Glaives.
Sever.
Memory game. Interrupts. Anti-magic zone.
I am denied. You solve nothing.
Glaives.
Sever.
Memory game. Interrupts.
I am denied.
Gorfine's grasp.
You solve nothing.
That is such a small spread.
Glaives.
Sever the light.
Memory game. Get crystal.
You waste your time. Darkness looms. This is a certainty you must embrace. Slice the
Personals.
shatter in shame.
Dude, this phase is so fucking easy if you don't need to do a crystal. Holy. Absolutely nothing is happening.
Left of marker. Soak star. On marker. Anti-magic zone. Soak star.
Shadow. You.
Right of marker. Soak star.
Oh, well, right a marker.
Personals. Soaks.
Is there a catch-up for the Crucible Trinket Talent Tree? Unfortunately, no. There isn't, and despite multiple people pointing out how dumb it is, they haven't added one. Yeah, I agree. It should be account-wide. I mean, being account-wide is, like, by far the easiest thing. The problem with systems like that, like, this is one of my biggest issues with World of Warcraft's design. Consistently. This is a problem. They have the game designed in, like, bits and pieces by people who just don't really understand what they're doing. This is why, like, the joke about, you know, intern making, like, a system or whatever is, like, so common, because there's so many things where it's just, like, nobody who actually understands how the game is realistically played would ever do some of the things that Blizzard does. Like, there's no way that you ever design a system like that and think, like, we're not going to make this account-wide. So it was clearly some, like, interns, and I don't even mean this, like, in a derogatory sense, but some intern or brand new employees, like, passion project, where they didn't really know what they were doing, and they just kind of threw it in there, and then it kind of got integrated into the game. There's just, like, no quality control pass at any point to make sure, like, does this make sense? There's just so many features thrown into this game completely haphazardly, without any real thought as to how the players are going to actually interact with it. And it just makes the whole experience feel kind of shit, honestly.
Interrupts. Anti-magic zone.
Especially, like, the reality for, like, veteran players like us, right, is we've been playing this game long enough to where we expect this. So we just kind of see some shit and we're like, yeah, this is probably going to be, like, really unpolished, and we already know to expect something that's not really well put together, and to figure out, alright, how do we deal with this bullshit? And, like, 99% of the time, your mindset going into a new piece of content needs to be, what am I going to have to do to deal with this bullshit? Because that's just what it always is. And, I mean, realistically speaking, if you're still playing this game, it's usually because you're kind of in my position, right? You really like the rating, and you're just like, what bullshit do I need to deal with to continue enjoying the fun parts? That's the eternal struggle of playing World of Warcraft. And the issue is, like, that one thing, right? The Crucible of Erratic Energies thing not being account-wide. Like, that singular oversight isn't a major issue. The fact that it hasn't been changed at this point is a bit of an issue, because it does... I don't know why. The fact that it hasn't been changed, it just kind of goes to Blizzard's mindset of, you know, once content is out... This one, unfortunately, I do think is a bit more recent. Definitely the past year or so, there has been a shocking lack of quality control for existing releases. where after they release something, it's just like, all right, unless there is a major community outcry, it's just going to be like this. Honestly, it's been like that to an extent for more than just a year, but it's gotten especially bad. And I've seen a lot of, like, more casual sections of the player base start to notice, because it has gotten a little bit egregious. But when the game is littered with little hiccups like that all over the place, it just looks really, really bad. And you often see new players' comments on... Yeah. You often see new players' comments on, you know, their experience trying to get into the game and running into issues like this. And, like, I often get people asking me questions about, like, you know, something to do with, like, leveling or whatever that's really janky, and they're just like, you know, am I not able to do XYZ thing? And I'm just like, oh yeah, that's been a bug for, like, multiple years now. You just gotta deal with it. And often it's just, you get a very disappointed response of, like, they were hoping that they were missing something. And they're like, they're gonna reach out to the leveling guy, and surely he knows how to solve their problem. And then I just have to tell them, like, no, the thing you're trying to do is, it's just a bug that has not been fixed for a really long time. And, yeah, that's just kind of how it goes. And you can keep running the game down this path for, like, a decent amount of time, most likely. You know, sub numbers are going to holds. People are going to want to keep playing the game. But the moment there is a viable market competitor, which, as far as I'm concerned, looks like there will be within at least a year or so, then it's going to be really hard for Blizzard to justify people paying $15 a month for effectively zero maintenance work whatsoever. If there is a real competitor to this game. And God, I pray for that every single day. And the beautiful thing is that once there is an actual competitor, Blizzard will be forced, just, you know, due to supply and demand, right, to improve their product. The supply and demand is probably the... obviously, it's hard to focus on what I'm saying. Move that crystal over. Why we have two stacked on top of each other? Get over there.
Memory game.
Not dead yet. It's an improvement.
Roar.
We also... this isn't why we wiped, but we did bait too far forward. Like, we had this pie slice. We should have gotten this one. I feel like it's more an internal departmental lack of communication. I mean, definitely not a rivalry. I don't see how any sort of rivalry would explain this, nor would that be beneficial. Unless the rivalry is who can make the worst system. I mean, like, so, I wouldn't say it's wasted development time, because I do think the Crucible of Erratic Energies in a vacuum is interesting. It's just, I mean, kind of what you said to lack of internal communication. I don't, I mean, yes, I think the better explanation is like lack of quality assurance, quality control. Like, obviously, Blizzard was aware that this was something that was going to be used by people because it was a reputational word. But there definitely needed to be some check to make sure, like, hey, how do we actually engage with this, right? I don't know. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? They put zero effort into, you know, any sort of quality control for their game. Like, that's just known. Right? That's the major issue. Whether that is as a result of lack of communication, I mean, I'm sure by definition, like, they aren't, right? I don't think there's any communication about that stuff going on at all. But I think that's the bigger issue. Obviously, like, we can't know exactly what is going on inside Blizzard to cause these issues, right? We can only guess. But at the end of the day, what really matters is, you know, what is occurring as a result, right? Like, whether or not we know why these problems are happening, we can obviously continue to see these problems happening. And they are, going to continue to be issues for this game's future if they don't decide at one point that they need to make sure quality is a higher priority. And I will say, like, you know, obviously,
Memory game.
if you're watching my stream, like, you know, you should expect me to be a little bit pessimistic about the state of the game, right? I just mean in general, not necessarily you, Werewolf. I know you're here. But I'm sure some person's going to watch this and be like, wow, this guy's so negative, because there's always people like that, right? And to a certain extent, yeah, unfortunately, I have seen a lot of shit from Blizzard. I am a little bit in a more pessimistic mood because of this, because of, like, the Omnium Folio releasing today, and having to go and fucking unlock that earlier, and it just being the exact same poorly tested garbage slop content that they've released for multiple patches now. So it's like, this isn't me just talking generally speaking. I just experienced yet another iteration of poorly tested garbage new patch content, right? Like, this is a continued problem up until this very day. So the problem is not getting any better, which is why I'm already a little bit annoyed. I literally finished doing that just before raid, so it is fresh on my mind. You just happened to hit on something that I am a little bit annoyed about. I did two things in the hour leading up to raid. I logged on to Guild Wars 2, and I got some of my dailies done for Guild Wars 2. And then, shortly before raid, I logged on to WoW to get the Omnium Folio done before we pulled the boss. And one experience was absolutely fucking miserable, and the other was extremely fun and makes me wonder why I haven't been playing Guild Wars 2 for the last 4 years. Because that game is just really fucking good.
Grasp. Glaives. Memory game.
I don't know why we got so many soaks this pull. I don't know if, like, tons of people got hit by glaives or something. I couldn't really tell.
Get crystal.
But I am... this is definitely a bit of an iffy pull, so I'm trying to focus a little bit. And halt my yapping momentarily.
First.
It's just sit here, completely brain off Zug mode. I will probably have to do another crystal next week,
Left of
though.
marker.
I think this is a temporary thing.
Soak star.
So we just, in this particular roster, I believe we have a lot of crystal carriers. So. We might also just be testing to see whether this is easier without the nerfs. I'm not 100% sure. Either way, I won't complain.
On marker. Anti-magic zone.
Shouldn't know.
Soak star.
Just, yeah. Sorry. That was almost bad. Okay, I need to stop yapping. I am...
Right of marker. Soak star.
You didn't see what happened. I went to hit fucking AMZ and I somehow fat-fingered Void Elf Racial twice. Not once, twice. That, in my defense, less so the yapping and more so I did not have time to make coffee before the stream. So, you know. Jesus.
Soaks.
I'll try to drag the boss as little as I possibly can.
Memory game.
Fucking idiot was just body blocking them. I don't know how that didn't wipe us. No fucking clue what he was supposed to be doing. I don't understand how people can be that completely unaware of their positioning. Especially while they're assigned this mechanic.
Soaks.
What my circle friend was doing there. We made it work.
Gateway. Re Anti-magic zone.
They fucked that gateway completely.
Soaks.
Mouse move.
Blazes. Personals. Move. Blazes. Move. Blazes. Move. Blazes.
Admiral Shadows.
Nice.
We've won, but the Darkwell remains.
What was wrought here cannot simply be undone. The light is all but consumed.
That was a pretty clean pull, honestly. All things considered.
Leave it like this. The wounds the void left behind must be healed.
Oh, God. Do I even need to bonus roll anything? I think I really care. We get any tertiary stuff? Wow, ooh, look at that. Double tertiary on that item. Whoever gets that is... Oh, that was a bonus roll? Oh, shit. Sheesh. Yeah, why? Oh, that... Yeah, the mark set? Yeah, that was demonic. I don't know why they didn't move. There are these. Hey, Tsukuba, what is broken on the new patch? Well, Omnium Folio unlock was bugged. They have fixed that. So, you know. That's a minor W. I'm sure something else is broken, but honestly, I logged in, I got World Third Rotmire, and then I just, I kind of logged out. And then I updated the add-on. And then I've been playing Guild Wars 2 for the past, like, 4 hours until raid. So. And yeah, we're doing Rotmire on alts, I think. Classic Blizzard polish, oh, you know it. But yeah, I need to figure out what we're doing for Rotmire, because my Blood DK is the one that I killed Rotmire on earlier. Do they even have... There isn't even a cutting edge for Rotmire. That's crazy. They really didn't give a shit about that, right? But yeah, we already killed it on this character. So... I don't know what they want to do for that. If the plan is to just do our alts in this Rotmire. I guess I'll ask the raid leader. Because I don't think he's said yet. Revolt, if we were in the first Rotmire, what character do we go on? Semi-Druid. guess I am going, I think, my druid. I know, the one thing I'm not like, it doesn't matter for me because I have like 50 bajillion alts, right? So worst case scenario, if we do another run tomorrow on what was supposed to be my druids group, like I'll have other characters. I have my warrior and my monk.
Your efforts against the recent Void and ethereal incursions have paid off. It's time we take the fight to them.
I have unspent points in my Omnium Folio. Oh boy. Oh shit, I haven't opened my vault. Rivalry doesn't have to be actively sabotaging each other's work, and can easily be not our job, not our responsibility. I guess I see what you mean. I suppose that is a valid theory. Sure. I just don't think they have quality assurance department at all left anymore. I just don't think it's a thing. How do we put markers for the inner phase? Well, you said never mind, but it is a good question. So I'll answer it. Basically, the second phase takes place inside the Darkwell. So when you're outside in like the regular phases, the section of the room where the Darkwell is, that's where you'll be during phase 2. So if you just drop the markers inside of the Darkwell, then they'll be in the correct spot. Oh no, base tank. Here, I'll head over there. I don't want you guys to deal with that. You saw the alignment to the arrowheads on the floor? Yeah. Oh, and there's that. That's so people know, right? The real thing is, like, how did people figure out originally where you wanted to stand for the arrows? And that is, like, I don't know, some fucking genius over at Liquid or Echo figured that shit out, and every single guild has just been copying their strategy ever since. But once you know where you're supposed to stand, it's a pretty trivial job to just drop the markers in the right spot.
The pit attracts many threats. See that they do not spill out.
We have... Okay, Baze is clearing trash, so if he wants to do that, I will not stop him. So I am gonna grab coffee real quick as they finish up trash and people get onto their correct characters. I'm gonna mark the wild up before I leave. Alright. We are only doing this boss, and honestly, this is probably gonna be a one-shot, but... Well, I could use the coffee regardless, so there's that. Alright. I have coffee. What are we rolling for? I just got back. Oh. They just volunteered somebody to sit because we have a buyer. Shooting those orbs stand on... Well, yeah, no, the way it works is you're slightly to the left on the first orb, dead on the marker for the second, and then slightly to the right for the third shot. I mean, it must be... It works so well, and that's such an elegant solution that I would imagine they just figured out that the timing works like that. It must just be that if you do it a certain way. What is Leandro's? What are you Jesus. Are we doing this again tomorrow? Are we doing, like, another Rotmeier tomorrow? Not everybody has 3 alts. It would be hilarious for Blizz to slightly change the speed of the orbs. So, funny story about that. The speed of the orbs actually is different on Heroic and Mythic. So, prior to starting Mythic Midnight Falls Prog, we did like assignment practice on Heroic. And we were trying to practice P2, and every single time we kept wiping. And my raid leader was losing his fucking mind because he thought people were just standing in the wrong spot. And he had to, like, review the VOD step by step. And then he saw everybody was in their correct position. So we spent, like, 30 minutes analyzing, only to realize that because the orbs are slower on Heroic, the same assignment positions just don't work on Heroic. So you can't accurately practice that mechanic. I think they said that we're waiting another 17 minutes. Wait, I zoned out. Did you say we're waiting 17 more minutes? I see. How much does Mythic Rotmeier go for now? That's a good question. I have no idea. Yeah, hold on. I know the tech. Go Devourer. One of you DHs. Devourer dash up there. Our other demon hunter's looking for his own path up. But yeah, let me see if we have our. Let's see if the sales sheet is updated. Uh. $16. Um. Rotmeyer is okay. Yeah, we do have the price. Rotmeyer is only 4.8 million. Honestly, not that bad. But yeah, no, the servers will be up pretty quickly. One of you demon hunters. Come here. I think they're all AFK, man. Smashy Devour. Smashy, are you there? Come here. Do your Devourer dash up there. If you get the right angle, it should be possible. Somewhere around that mushroom. What'd you say? Yeah. I mean, a lot of those you need, like, the exact pixel at the right angle to get line of sight. Trying to do a Demon Hunter glitch up there. It's, like, somewhere on this mushroom, I know is the spot. Yeah, you get out of bounds. Well, let me watch the clip again. Apparently there's no raid lock for Sporefall Mythic. I have heard the same thing, yeah. I have not tested it myself. So, I cannot speak to that personally. Have you seen what? You guys are playing poker? Okay, it looks like you do like a standing double jump here, Smashy, and you aim for that, like the bottom of the mushroom, I think. Is what the clip I saw looks like. Unless they've literally patched it in the last 2 hours. Oh, there you go. Yes. Yes, Will. The shit. The buyer's here. And I enticed Furi to walk out of bounds. But I hope they can get back easily. Yeah, I was just trying to show him how to get out of bounds. Yeah, no problem, Kairu. Also, Will, it's taunts on one. All the... Yeah. Look, I got misled by Revolt's video.
Five, four, three, two, one.
We track. Watch that fungling. Get it out of boss. Take boss. Rip that far, Shroomling. I don't know the timings for this. It's throwing me off. I'm gonna hold my Thrash. There's a lot of damage on high rate sizes. Ooh. I don't know, it's true. My raid leader said that we had 5 seconds to kill that and we were dead. I don't know the timers, but I'll take his word for it. Ooh. Very spooky. Strike Fangling. Shroomling's going towards melee. Get them in. I'm gonna drag the boss onto it. Yeah, yeah. Let's just kill it. Our Fury Warriors being really goofy. Nice. Holy crazy rolls. That's crazy. Apparently every single plate item the buyer got. Fucking hell. Look at this. The buyer got the entire loot table. Obviously, he gets traded this stuff. It's wild. Oh, wow. Calm down, Maze. What do I get? Yo! I gotta check a socket in this thing. Do I have a socket? I don't. What? So, our buyer might now be the highest item of a player in the entire game. Because he was already super geared, apparently. And he just got every single 298 piece that you can possibly get. Jesus. That is... Dealing nature damage. Interesting. That is a really, really good Druid ring. That is a nutty Druid ring. I'm also... So, like, the stats in this are nuts for Sand Lane. I'm trying to think, like, would anything Deathlight does be considered nature? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's all Shadow and Frost. There's no way I use this over a Lyria necklace. What's the leather loot from this place? Well, I got the helmet, obviously. Belt is just stats. See. That's the end of our raid, because we're not doing Voidspire, and I think they're doing an alt Chimeras, but I don't need any Chimeras on any of my alts. So, I don't really care. What I'm now just deciding is whether... I'll leave Guild Discord. The neck with healing is Havoc DH Bis, despite the proc is not possible. What actually triggers the proc? Your healing. Well, would it? Because Havoc is a lot of self-healing. So if it counts like your souls, right? Havoc is a lot of self-healing. If that counts, then that could also be very, very good. That stuff is entirely inconsistent, though. There's no way to know whether or not it will work or not until you actually test it out. But there have been items like that where self-healing is counted. I do think it honestly would make more sense to me if it did count, right? I think usually if they don't want self-healing and stuff to count, they put your direct healing spells have a chance to do XYZ. If it's just your healing, And again, it's inconsistent. Sometimes they just put like bad wording. They don't have the most consistent formatting ever. Not it procs from killing spells? I'm getting mixed messages here. It does not proc? Or no, or was that a typo? No, comma, it procs from healing spells. I'm not sure. It's Bis for red as well, so much mastery? Yeah. That makes sense. I'm trying to think, I don't think any tank right now would love this necklace, right? Like, there are some tanks that might use it just because. But, like Brewmaster probably uses this. Brewmaster also does have, like, direct self-heals that isn't just, like, passive leech, right? So they would get a benefit out of it. I'm gonna leave the party. I don't want them to think I'm going for Chimney and playing around that. No, comma, it procs from healing spells. Okay, and by healing spells you mean direct healing spells, or self-healing does proc it? Yes or no? I'm still a little bit unclear on that fact. Isn't Druid dealing mostly arcane damage in dungeons? Well, yes, but as long as you have some form of nature damage, which, like, I know for a fact Guardian does. Barkskin counts as nature damage. And just look at my breakdown, right? Vicious Brambles counts as nature damage. Yeah, Brambles counts as nature damage. So as long as you have some way to proc it, a lot of effects like this, they have like an internal cooldown, right? So as long as you are triggering it every so often, usually having overwhelming amounts of nature damage is not that much different than having just a bit of nature damage. Similar, like Brewmaster Monk. Brewmaster probably wouldn't want to run this because it's very high haste, but Brewmaster has benefited from nature stuff in the past. A great example that I can think of is this necklace. Dealing fire damage, blah, blah, blah. Dealing nature damage, blah, blah, blah. Brewmaster basically always hit the ICD on this, and it had crit verse. This was an absolutely nutty neck for Brew. Brew is in a weird spot in Mirror period, but, like, this was a very good necklace for them. Obviously, Breath of Fire always let you proc the fire side of it, but then even the tiny bit of nature damage you had was always enough to trigger this effect, because all you had to do is deal nature damage within the internal cooldown window. And then, even if you're not able to proc it literally on the internal cooldown, as long as you're able to proc it semi-reliably, then free stats like this, or free bonus effects, usually is enough to make something worthwhile. In the case of this ring for Brewmaster, probably not, just because it does have really high haste, but for something like Guardian, where this is just really good stats for Guardian, this is just really, really, really good. Direct or HOTS, okay. Now, that raises the question, though, because passive leech, maybe not, but would a self-healing direct spell count? So something like Expel Harm for Brewmaster Monk. Would that count for this effect? Because that is technically a direct healing spell on yourself. It's just passive leech doesn't trigger it, okay, fine. But yeah, so in that case, maybe I guess it wouldn't proc for Havoc, but I'd imagine it's still pretty good for them. This for Frost Mage makes sense. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Out of all the tanks right now, Prot Warrior currently stacks shitloads of haste. Would Golden Path work as well? So, assuming passive ticks like that don't work, probably not. But Paladins have a lot of direct self-healing, right? So, there's, and the nice thing here is this would work on, you're not really running this for the damage, right? The damage on this is like, whatever. The main thing that's nice here is that if you have a direct heal, you also get an absorb shield. So what it almost certainly would work on for all paladins is Word of Glory, I think it's called Word of Glory right now. I don't know. They always change the name of that spell. But obviously your main healing ability. So that would almost certainly work even for like Ret, which would mean that your Word of Glory would also apply. I guess it says has a chance, right? But if it's already really good stats for you, then there's just a chance you also get a nice little absorb shield on top of your regular heal, which, yeah, hey, can't hurt. And then if that does happen, presumably you also get the damage out of it, which is nice. Let me check something real fast. Okay. The stats are pretty much the main reason why you'd want it. Yeah. I mean, hey, look, if it's a good necklace. I think we've gotten sidetracked here. I'm not disagreeing that it's just a good necklace. That was never at all something I was debating, right? I acknowledge that for the specs you guys mentioned, it's just really good stats and it's probably your BIS. I'm just trying to wonder, how good is it, right? Is it your BIS? Sure, not denying that. But it is also interesting to consider whether or not, for specs that are like on the fringe, right? You guys are saying you love Mastery, Havoc DH, Rep Paladin. Yeah, you probably almost certainly run it anyway. But there are some specs that don't necessarily love those stats, but they're not bad. They're like, okay. So then if there is a way to get value out of the proc, maybe that can make it a little bit more valuable. It could like nudge it over the edge for other specs too. Honestly, not so much for the necklace, right? Because the necklace, I'm more just talking generally, right? Like this is how my brain works, Werewolf. I'm just trying to think of like, I wonder how this thing works. I'm not debating whether or not it's good. I'm just curious exactly how much value could you theoretically get out of this. And it is nice to know. It's nice to keep it in your mind of like, hey, if I have a direct healing spell, sometimes I'll get an absorb shield. That is just a good piece of information to keep in your back pocket. And then for something like this, knowing whether or not you can reliably trigger the nature damage, that actually could make a difference. Yeah, exactly. What Goose said. If you can make the proc work, you may as well. If you're already going to run the necklace, which it sounds like both of you are, then you may as well try to make the most out of it. And that's just what I'm trying to figure out. It's an interesting thing. I generally speaking like items with special effects like this. So I do like that Blizzard adds these things. It's fun to consider. Gives me something to ponder. Like, you know, the set bonus rings from Nexus Point Zenith, which I'm running right now. Is it worth running these to get the Twilight Barrage, or should I run some slightly more optimized rings? I don't know. Hard to say. Ezekiel Luna said, hi, greetings from Argentina. Appreciate you stopping by the stream. Wonder if it does make any sense for a regular healer. Oh, I'm sure a lot of them will. I mean, obviously, if you don't hate these stats, I don't know the stat priorities for every healer. This is a god tier necklace for Preservation Evoker, at the very least. That much I know. I know Disc Priest really likes haste and then crit below that. Mastery is not a super high value stat. So, I don't know, but that would be interesting, right? Even if the stats are bad, would it be worthwhile to run this on something like a Disc Priest? Because maybe the effect is just really good. Also then, with Disc, there's always the question of, does Atonement trigger this stuff? Because if it's only direct healing spells, then maybe Atonement doesn't work, so maybe this is just really bad for Disc. I have no idea. That's another good question. Who actually gets the shields? The way the wording works, it sounds like it would apply to whoever the target of your heal is. But admittedly, it is a little bit vague. The wording could be clearer. So I'm not entirely sure. I assume Europe is down, right? You guys are probably going through maintenance right now. I imagine. Right? Let me... Europe went down 1 hour and 20 minutes ago? Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, because I was thinking about maybe doing some European leveling stuff. I think at this point, European reset wouldn't even be for another 2 hours, right? Obviously, if we took, like, a super long time to kill Lura, thankfully we didn't, ended up being pretty fast, then I might have just done a little bit of a longer stream and done that, but I don't really have... Supers are there, but not open? Gotcha. Yeah, I don't really have stuff to fill the gap for 2 hours. So, instead, I think we'll call it here, and tomorrow I will stream. My guild is doing another Beloren plus Lura sale. Which actually, oh, that should be interesting, because that will be the first double Lura sale we've done. So I have only ever killed Midnight Falls on my Death Knight. And I assume, yeah, for the plan for tomorrow is to do basically alternate. My co-tank is playing his Blood DK, I'm playing my Guardian Druid. So, that's cool, I guess. I mean, my Guardian's pretty geared at this point, so I'm not too worried about that. There's a few items I could theoretically get, but I don't know. I'm not really too worried about it. I do want to make sure, I don't have bonus rolls, but I haven't gotten my bonus rolls for the week, so I'll make sure I do that before I forget. That way, probably I want to bonus roll both Beloren and Midnight Falls in this character. Couldn't hurt to get the plume. I don't really care about that, and I guess the ring would be item level, but I probably wouldn't want to use it. I definitely bonus roll this, because obviously I've Been Knight is nuts, and then, you know, there's all this extra stuff, so I at least want to have bonus rolls for Lura. Hello, Easy Luna. Greetings from Argentina. I think I responded to your message already in YouTube chat. I don't know if you heard, but greetings. And I appreciate you stopping by the stream. You joined in right at the end, alas. I gotta fucking move some Voidlight Marl over. I still have a bunch. Let's just do that. Alright. And then, yeah, that's all of them. Okay, so I have bonus rolls for Lura. Do I care enough to bonus roll for Plume? I don't know, I'll think about it. Cross the bridge when I get to it tomorrow. I might just save it. If NA was any example, Europe can come online in 30 minutes. Like, yeah, but... I believe you. But the problem is, even if it comes online, the reset won't have happened, right? I guess it's TBD on whether that would actually mean 12.0.7 is active. I think it'll just be easier if I, like, you know, get some sleep early. And then I'll stream tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to stream tomorrow. I'll probably stream sometime in the afternoon. That way I do... the plan is I'm going to try and level on Europe to demonstrate the new 12.0.7 stuff. Yeah, reset still isn't for a while, so even if they do come back up, it won't be reset. You were changing the Twitch so you didn't hear it? How many hours do I have on WoW? I don't even know. I've been playing this game since I was 5 years old, back in vanilla. To give you a general idea. So basically way too many to even count. I have spent... I have at least multiple years of playtime over that period. So it's been a long fucking time playing this game. And then obviously, you know, I've played so many different iterations of World of Warcraft, right? Like, I've played every single version of Classic. I've played, at this point, I played Turtle WoW, too. I mean, in my mind, that counts. So, I've played a lot of World of Warcraft. I do like this game. As much as I bitch and moan about Blizzard's decisions. The reason I do that is because I want the game to get better, as usual. But yeah, so at some point tomorrow I'll stream basically on Europe. I've leveled almost every character. My shaman has basically every quest set up and ready to turn in, and she's like barely into level 84. So I'm gonna test the turn-ins. I'm gonna do a turn-in at like level 85 without Darkmoon Fair buff and see where that gets me. I should be like very close. So we'll demonstrate that, and then I'll do a leveling run on probably my Prot Warrior, because I have that already at level 80, and that's just like a good way to test the leveling route. So we can test that out. I might even, maybe I'll main channel stream that. I don't know if I'm feeling face cam though. We'll see. I'm just very tired right now. But we'll see. I'll think about it tomorrow. I guess if I'm doing a leveling run, I may as well do it on the main channel, right? But the problem is, I'm gonna post another video, and I don't want, like, the algorithm to be messed up, so we'll see. And the main thing is, I want to do the leveling run, that way I'm gonna make, like, a mini guide for 12.0.7, and I wanted to make sure the add-on was ready, but then I also figured if I just do another run, aside from the speedrun, then I have, like, 2 runs worth of footage to use as examples, so it'll be very easy for me to get the footage that I would need for that, and then I can throw that together, and then I'm gonna upload that on Thursday. That's the plan. This point playing WoW is like Stockholm Syndrome? Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, I'll post in Discord whenever I think I'm planning on streaming tomorrow, but that's the plan. And then, probably, I'll try to time it so that I can stream my raid later that night as well. On North America, that is. And yeah. I will end it there. Overall, pretty good day. World 3rd Sporefall. That was fun. And then we had another pretty clean reclear. So, yeah. Appreciate y'all stopping by. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.